So I'm inside a room with a white column in the center. I'm going to look to the left and I'm going to record the angle that I'm looking at and I'm going to render that frame. Then I'm going to look to the right, record that angle, render that frame. Then I'm going to set up two cards hanging in space that match the angles at which the camera was just facing, left and right. And I'm going to take the two rendered images and I'm going to place them on the cards. Now they're in the center of the room and they're at sharp angles to each other. As you can see, it's just two rendered pictures. One has a red frame and the other has a green frame, so you can tell which one is which. Right has red. And you might imagine that there's no way that those could do anything but just loosely approximate the sphere, but you can see that when they're in front of the sphere, they match it perfectly. In fact, if you turn the card on and off, you can't see a difference between when the card is there and when the card is not there. And it turns out that the reason that is because the view from the camera along any particular ray, any particular line of sight, pierces the card in the same place that it pierces the sphere. And the motion is nodal, so the camera can't actually tell the difference between near things and far things because there's no parallax when it looks around, rotating around its own self. So, for example, here's a ray that goes from the camera into the card and then into the sphere. You can notice they're both through the corner of the window. And if you want to take another look at a second ray, here's a ray from the camera through the corner of the room in the card to the corner of the room in the sphere. So because it's nodal, the whole thing is really insensitive to distance. It doesn't know whether it's a flat card or a sphere. In fact, you could scale a hunk of points on the surface of the sphere out, and as long as they're scaling toward or away from the camera, there's no way for you to notice that you're looking at a hunk of wall stretched out away from the camera.